Welcome, collectors. In this Diecast Emporium review, we will be unboxing and reviewing the first gear 1 to 50 scale Komatsu D375A-8 crawler dozer. This is the large dozer typically used in mining operations. The model measures 6 inches wide and roughly 6 inches high. It has a number of working features, most notably of which an adjustable U-blade and a posable ripper. Without wasting any more time, let's turn our attention now to the unboxing portion of the video. As you can see, the model was delivered to me as you see it in this brown outer shipping box, which has the stock or item number on the side, 50-3426. You will have to break out the knife to do some handy knife work. Cut the single piece of packing tape. Once you do that, you can then very carefully remove the model from the shipping box. That gives us our first look at what is inside. Here you can clearly read Komatsu D375A-8 crawler dozer. This is an adult collector's item, not intended in any way, shape, or form for children as a toy. Here's the first gear logo, again 1 to 50 scale. The side flaps, once again, read Komatsu first gear D375A-8. The back of the box has some outline sketches and drawings of the real machine, as well as some information about it at the bottom left portion of your screen right now. If you are interested in reading about it, please feel free to pause my video. Last but certainly not least, if you look at the bottom portion of the box, you can see where I purchased this particular model from, which is constructiondiecast.com. There's their information, including their website and phone number. So if you are interested in purchasing this model, please visit the link in this video's description. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing out of the box. Unusual for most Komatsu first gear models, this is housed not into plastic formers, but rather into polystyrene formers, so you will have to do some more handy knife work, but it shouldn't take you too long. Very carefully open the top portion. Also, as you can see here, it is very helpfully marked lift here and lift here. That shows you what portion of the model to grab onto. So, as the instructions tell us, let's grab onto the ripper and to the blade, lift straight up, and now our model is out of the packaging. The only other thing inside the styrofoam is a small bag containing some spare pins for the ripper. Let's begin the model's review now by going over all of the decal and detail that is on this model. Looking at it right now, I can tell you very roughly that it is comparable in size to a CAT D10 model. You can see that there is a very high quality paint and decal application. The paint is rather thick on this model, but that's not necessarily a negative aspect at all. You can see the detailing on the tracks. The protection railings, these are all done in plastic. As you can see here, they can be a little bit flexible. You have Komatsu D375 here, the Komatsu logo, and also there's a very legible warning sign towards the front portion of the dozer, which reads, "Danger, keep a safe distance." Moving towards the rear of the tractor, we can see our first look at the large single shank ripper, which is adjustable. Right now I have it mounted or pinned at its lowest possible option, and I'll show you how that works once we get into the functionality aspect. The right side of the machine shows us even more detail. As you can see, the tracks, again, very highly detailed and feature some working rollers, particularly on the top portion. We also have a ladder, which does fold down. Again, we'll get into that here in just a bit. Komatsu D375A. There's also a very small Komatsu logo right on top of the door to access the operator's cab. Unfortunately, there are no opening components, either opening doors to the cab or opening engine doors on this model. Bringing the machine around to the front, once again, here's a crisp, very legible, high-quality Komatsu logo. Forward-facing lights, several working lights up here on the top of the cab. Here's your spill guard with visibility perforations on the side of your blade. Wear plating on the bottom. That brings us around roughly to where we started. Again, for those that may be interested in taking a look at what's underneath the dozer, you can see the 2020 copyright First Gear Incorporated, licensed by Komatsu USA, and there's, again, a good chance to look at the detailed track bolts, and track shoes. Okay, let's take a look at the functionality now. Unusually, we'll start off at the rear of the machine with the ripper. You can move the ripper down, but unfortunately, at least on my review model, it doesn't seem to want to support the weight of the machine. As you can see here, it just kind of bounces back up. You can also angle these back out. As I said before, you can pin the ripper shank in one of 3 different positions, or you can take it completely out. That is up to you. Again, here's a closer look at each of the 3 different holes that you can put the ripper back in if you want to do it. All right, moving the machine around to the right-hand side. Here is the access staircase so that the operator can gain entry into the machine. The way that this folds down is a little bit unusual, but it just twists down like this. It is slightly above the ground, but that appears to be how it is on the real machine from reference photos and videos that I saw prior to doing this review. The staircase itself is made of high durable plastic, so it does have a little bit of weight to it, but it would have been nice had this been a metal piece. You can see that it is mounted by a single small hydraulic cylinder here, and then it just clips back out of service once the operator is safely in or out of his cab. Moving back towards the front, we can take a look at the blade now. This is a very heavy die-cast component, so the hydraulic cylinders should work without an issue here. You can raise the blade up to a height of about there, which again is very reasonable. You have some slight tilt forward, which is pretty good. And a welcome surprise is you have a little bit of left and right motion, which again is very slight, but something is always better than nothing. At the lower end of things, the blade will go down without forcing anything, roughly to about level with the machine. Here's the best aspect about this model. Check out how well these tracks roll. So even on a surface that has absolutely no friction at all, it's a very smooth surface used for the model review, you can see that these tracks are off to the races. They are rolling extremely freely. Here's the other side. Even when turning or going in reverse, the model has no issue with these tracks moving whatsoever. So that will conclude my review of the 1 to 50 scale first gear Komatsu D375A-8 mining bulldozer. This is a wonderful addition to anyone's 1/50th scale construction or mining collection. As I said before, check out the link in the bottom of this video's description if you are interested in picking it up. It retails roughly for about $124 US, which again is decent value for a large bulldozer, and again is comparable in size to around a Cat D10T. As always, I'm Tommy with Diecast Emporium. Thank you all so very much for watching. Until next time, take care and be safe. I'll catch you in the next review.